Well, I have to update you on some crime too as well. Um, and of course, this guy is in custody here. You see him unstable. This is the guy with the subway shooting, which we're going to talk about briefly. All right. Channel 12, of course, is all over this. I'll give them credit. They spent 6 minutes and 19 seconds on this. The reason why, because it's terrorism. A certain demographic, that's something that they care about. So we know this horrible thing happened at 1:45 p.m. Actually, no, he was captured at 1:45 in Manhattan's East Village. This is the guy who opened fire on a subway car during the morning rush on Tuesday, injuring dozens, including 10 who were struck by bullets. It's a miracle no one died. He's actually he's got federal terrorism charges. All right. So this happened at 8:30 in the morning, April 12th. N train, 36th Street and 4th Avenue subway station. 29 injuries. 10 of those injuries were gunshot wounds. 5 of those injuries were reported to be critical but stable. 21 patients were transported to NYU Langone. 5 patients were transported to Maimonides Medical Center. Police say a gun that seemed to be jammed was recovered at the scene. The U-Haul truck was found in Brooklyn Tuesday evening. Police identified Frank James as a person of interest. Mayor Adams said Wednesday morning that James was a suspect, and James was taken into custody on Wednesday. All right? And he's being sought federal charges here, this guy. And apparently he's had a violent history. He's had issues, obviously. And, of course, tons of red flags. Once again, the system failed. This guy was on the streets. It's a miracle he didn't kill anyone. It's a miracle, right? But shame on you, Channel 12, for barely covering any of these other things going on Long Island. Let's talk about this. I have more information on this incident that happened in Roosevelt Field. You saw me take the video of it while I was on leaving that bus. Very serious thing. Channel 12 could care less because, again, it's the middle of the island. They don't care because they're there to serve a certain demographic. And, again, a certain demographic is basically who you have to be with if you want to have a good quality of life along Long Island. If you're not in a community with a lot of a certain demographic of white finance professionals, then you are not going to have a good quality of life. It's unfair. It sucks, but that's the way it is. I can't change it. Third Squad detectives report the arrest of a male and female for an assault that happened on Monday, April 11, 2022, at 8:18 p.m. in East Garden City. According to detectives, officers approached a black-colored 2009 Honda Accord with a California registration that was known to them from an earlier incident in the parking lot of the Roosevelt Field Mall located at 630 Old Country Road. The officers approached the subject vehicle, and as the officers were attempting to conduct their investigation, the operator began to rev the engine and then began to strike a police vehicle multiple times in an effort to flee the scene. For safety, officers broke the passenger and driver's side window with their hands. I was at the bus stop then. It's funny. I thought I heard something going on. Deployed their ECD taser in an attempt to stop the subject. The male operator nearly struck officers before fleeing southbound on Ring Road. Officers made notification of the situation. Multiple units, including Nassau County Police Aviation and Emergency Service units, responded to assist Nassau County Department. Police helicopter number 6 monitored the vehicle and relayed its locations to assisting units. The subject vehicle then struck a Nassau County emergency service truck at the intersection of Barwick Boulevard and Hill Street in Mineola, causing injuries to 2 police officers who suffered back and shoulder pain. The subjects refused to exit the vehicle, comply with police commands, and a struggle ensued, causing a police officer to suffer a shoulder injury. The subjects were placed into custody at 8:20 p.m. and wow. So it started at 8:18. Wow, they got there in 2 minutes. That's crazy. How fast were they going? They were placed into custody at 8:20 p.m. and removed to an area hospital for evaluation. Gee, I wonder what hospital. Probably Winthrop in Mineola. Probably. Or NYU Langone, Long Island. It's a good hospital, but they're dumping a lot of problems there, unfortunately. 5 of the officers suffered injuries, including hand, back, and shoulder pain, all released to an area hospital. Now, an investigation determined that the Honda was reported stolen from Queens. Defendant Imani Graham, 19, of 153-28 Faux Boulevard, Jamaica, New York, was the passenger in the vehicle, and she is charged with unauthorized use of a vehicle. Defendant Imani Graham was issued an appearance ticket and is scheduled to... So she was let out. Are you freaking kidding me? She's scheduled to return on Tuesday, May 3rd, to First District Court, 99 Main Street in Hempstead. Now, defendant Robert Reeves, this is the guy who actually, he better not be let out, 25 of 1452 Dean Street in Brooklyn, is charged with 3 counts of assault, second degree, 2 counts of criminal mischief, second degree, criminal possession of stolen property, reckless endangerment, unauthorized use of a vehicle, obstructing governmental administration, resisting arrest, and numerous vehicle and traffic law violations. Defendant Robert Reeves will be arraigned on Tuesday, April 12th. Obviously, he was arraigned then. Defendant Robert Reeves was arrested on January 1st, 2022 for an open warrant from an arrest on April 7th, 2021 for an assault that occurred in Rockville Center, New York. So, see, looks like he did affect somebody. It did affect the South Shore. But look what happened. He was released to participate in a court-ordered program and was fitted with an ankle bracelet by Nassau County Probation. So there you go. Bail reform, once again, at its finest. But, of course, he learned his lesson. He knew not to do the crime in Rockville Center, and instead he did it in the middle of the island. But still, yeah, one of my viewers pointed that out. That's a much better article than the one from the Daily Voice, and even Channel 12 didn't mention that. So it's great. So this is a good site from the Nassau County Police. All right, we're going to go to this one here because there was also a robbery in Bellerose Terrace. Middle of the island. Third squad reports on a robbery that occurred on Wednesday, April 13, 2022 at 3:15 a.m. in Bellerose Terrace. According to detectives, an adult male entered a 7-Eleven located at 255-08 Jericho Turnpike and walked behind the counter where a 63-year-old male clerk was standing. The subject pushed the victim and demanded money, threatening to stab the clerk if he did not comply. The victim, fearing for his safety, complied and opened the register. The subject took an unknown amount of U.S. currency and multiple packs of cigarettes before exiting the store. He then entered into a gray sedan and fled westbound on Jamaica Avenue. The subject is being described as an adult male black, approximately 6 foot tall, and weighing 325 to 350 pounds. Last seen wearing a black shirt, black pants, snow hat, and blue surgical mask. Investigation is ongoing. Some really, again, Channel 12 did not even report that. And then, let's see, we've got another one here. Let's see. Rideshare driver stabbed by a passenger. I think this happened in Riverhead. So now we go to Suffolk County. Oh, no, this is another thing. All right, so this happened in East Patchogue, which is not a nice area, Patchogue. Ride-sharing driver was stabbed by a passenger he picked up on Long Island. Took place East Patchogue, 9:30 p.m. Fifth squad detectives are investigating. After the driver told officers he was threatened by a passenger with a knife who cut him. The driver was able to drive himself to Long Island Community Hospital for treatment of minor injuries. Hours later, around 3:20 a.m. on Monday, April 11th in Brookhaven, another rideshare driver was attacked. I guess Brookhaven Town. Oh, that's very specific. When a passenger held a stun gun to the driver's neck and demanded the driver exit the vehicle. The driver refused and the subject fled the scene on foot. Both incidents are under investigation. All right, this is the same. This is the Bellerose Terrace thing. So, middle of the island, of course. So that's, again, middle of the island. We already covered that. But there was something else that happened in Riverhead as well. Riverhead local. Let's see. Okay, we have another rideshare driver. This is another one. This must have been the other one that they were talking about. Again, Daily Voice, I don't know, they're slacking lately. So, rideshare driver assaulted an armed robbery by trio who stole his car. This happened in Wading River. A rideshare driver was assaulted by armed robbers who forcibly stole his car at about 2 o'clock this morning in Wading River. Police said they received a call about a suspicious person in the area of East Woodland Drive in Wading River at 2:04 a.m. Responding officers found the rideshare driver, who was the victim of an armed robbery whose vehicle was forcibly stolen. There were 3 subjects involved in the robbery, and a trio of the subjects displayed handguns. The first subject was wearing red pants and a red sweatshirt. The second subject was dressed in all black, and the third subject was wearing blue jeans and a black sweatshirt. So this is another incident with a rideshare driver. So this is the third one now in Suffolk County. Guess who hasn't covered any of this? Channel 12, of course. This is East Woodland Drive. Let's go to the map and look this up. East Woodland Drive, Wading River. Wading River. East Woodland Drive. East Woodland. Let's see where this is. Oh, man, this area. That's supposed to be a decent area. So it's over here. Well, It's a little wooded, and yeah, it's dark probably, and this is what's going on again. It's most of this is in the middle of the island. Obviously, one was in East Patchogue, but all these areas are not enclave areas that a lot of these crimes have happened in, except for that guy who was arrested in Rockville Center initially. All right. One more. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Police investigate arson at East Farmingdale home. Channel 12 again. Barely covered it. An arson investigation is underway following a fire at a Long Island home. An unknown person, a group of people, set a fire in a house that was under construction at Lincoln Avenue, East Farmingdale, another Lincoln Avenue in East Farmingdale, at 3:50 a.m. Sunday, April 3rd. The exact cause of the fire remains under investigation. So, this is the fire right here. Happened. This is Lincoln Avenue, East Farmingdale. So let's see where Lincoln Avenue is in East Farmingdale. There's Farmingdale Village, which is okay, but the problem is it's near a bad area called East Farmingdale. And it's not a great area over here. So let's see if we can find Lincoln Avenue. There's a Lincoln Avenue in Farmingdale. I don't see one in... Yeah, this is it. Oh, yeah, that's considered East Farmingdale. I thought that was North Amityville. This is not a good area at all. It's right by North Amityville, so yeah, that does not surprise me at all. But when you go to Channel 12, they do talk about this. Keep cars locked. They did spend a minute. This is in Great Neck, so there's been a lot of cars being stolen in Great Neck now. Let's see. Nassau County, make sure your cars are locked. I don't know why anyone would leave their car unlocked. Like, especially now with everything going on. Yes, Mangano is getting sentenced tomorrow. That's the other thing I'm happy about. That's some good news. Crime spike in the subways. There you go. Crime is becoming a big problem. This is News 12. News 12 Brooklyn is doing a lot of these stories. This is News 12 Brooklyn. Still kind of looks like a certain demographic there, though. But, at least they did a good job covering that. However, there's two other bits of news that need to be covered that I don't think that we're going to be able to find on our news here. Fires, actually, that occurred in our area. And they're not here. So guess what I have to go? I have to go to the LI Firewire on Facebook. Because the mainstream media didn't report on this at all. Garden City Park, there were several fires going on here. There was first a fire at 205 Herrick's Road and then a house fire at 80 Marcus Avenue. Now this was the Volco supply. And this actually caused a power outage. What I heard, and this is what I heard, is that one of these lines blew and actually fell onto the building and started this fire. So it's Volco supply. That it is. And again, this never made the news. I don't understand how it could not make the news. I just don't understand it. But this is where it happened. And it caused a big power outage in Mineola, too, in the western part of Mineola. Like this area of Mineola right here, the western part and part of Garden City Park. So Volco supply is right over here. And we're going to have to actually go over there one day and look at the damage. This is where it happened. So this is where the line actually fell. One of these power lines that said blue, this is what someone posted online, and fell onto the building and started this on fire. And it also might have spread to the Dunkin' Donuts. But again, that's unconfirmed at this point. Again, we don't really have that much information. The only other site we could find is Laura Uli. Maybe has it. We could try Laura Uli as well. Let's see if she has it on her website. Probably not, because fire at a home in Garden, power outage in Garden City. So this is what happened. This is 205 Herrick's Road, commercial supply store. PSG reporting over 1,500 residents without a power, 1,000 in Mineola. And this is also from that power line falling on the building and starting the fire. And again, major story, but again, it's not talked about in the media. I just cannot freaking believe it. But I can freaking believe it, because we are a forgotten dead zone. This is a dead zone here. The area just doesn't matter anymore. Heart of Nassau County, middle of Nassau County should be important, but because a certain we don't have enough of a certain demographic that lives here, we are completely forgotten and completely worthless. But as long as I'm here, I'll continue to talk about all this stuff, until I get out of here, because this is, I don't know what power line blew. I don't know if it's this one. There's some old poles here. That one almost looks a little crooked. They don't fix anything over here. So one of these power lines blew and landed on this store, starting the fire. And let me just try one other thing here and find some more. And then there was a house fire also in Garden City Park as well. So they had their hands full on Wednesday night. Actually, no, Tuesday night. And there's a fire in Syosset now, 212 Summit Way. Of course, more subway crime. Can't keep up with that. But let's get to this other thing here. Fire in a home in Garden City Park. Now, this is 80 Marcus Avenue. So there's another fire. Yes, what a night for first responders. And then this one, power outage in Garden City. Fire in Mineola, Herrick's Road, Jericho, Voco Supplies behind Dunkin' Donuts. So this is where it happened. And we'll have to see. Hopefully it wasn't too badly damaged, but you can see it might. We'll have to see. I passed by on the bus, but I could barely see. But we'll maybe have to check out and see what kind of damage it has. Because again, the media does not care about this area. We are just, like I said, forgotten just because of our demographics. It's unbelievable. A state like New York that calls itself progressive, and yet it is one of the most racist, bigoted states in the whole country. You can't make this stuff up. Thanks for watching.